Hey there, glad to have you back here again for our next Slaanesh series that we have here. So, we have a whole lot of things going on here today. We have a lot of spells being cast. We found a quicksand site, so that gives us earth. Not going to check through the rest of these, summoning more demonettes. We empowered ourselves in water, so that's very good. It looks like this was the last of the, goodness, what are like Tomb Kings. Finding a good number of blood slaves here, just around over 100. So we have a pretty good supply of blood slaves coming in now, and we see a battle here with the orcs, Middenheim, a very, very large orc force here. Lots of mages as well, and they even have Paunch of the Misty Mountain. Very interesting, very cool little model here he has. Orc shamans and whatnot. Looks like we had a assassination and we were fine. It looks like we took the hybrid out. Bunch of unexpected events happening and taking out brigands. Okay. So overall, I think things are going fairly well. We do see that the orcs are coming back. I think their cap is right there, but I'm not entirely sure. Looks like they will be sieging this Middenheim fort. We see that there's barely anything left here on this throne, so that tells us that the known force is known, right? Can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is known. Bounced off of this. That's quite interesting to see. We're throwing a scout over there to see it again, or to see if once they go in a second time. We do see Keeper of Bridge there at 58. We see a large force there at 72. Really interesting. We do have a nap with them. Still just Chaos Force. I think at this point we found a sub for this player. I think he stalled a turn or two, or is about to stall a turn or two, and we had to find a sub for him to come in. Dwarves are looking pretty big now that they have the rest of the Tomb Kings. We're using all of our troops that we have upkeep on since we're not actually fighting anyone to be patrollers right now. Still making even more demonettes. We're up to 30. So we need to keep going with that. We're binding some ice devils now, which is going to be very good for us to get high water into the combat and the battles and whatnot. Forging a bloodthorn, summoning more demonette troops. Still have around 500 blood slaves, but we'll start going through those fairly quickly. Other than that, we're moving a lot of scouts back and forth. Of course, we have a lot of them moving blood slaves back and forth to labs and whatnot. But things are going pretty well. We do not need to move anytime soon. All the pops in these four provinces are fairly high. Other than that, our Dominion spread is looking pretty good. Would like to definitely spread a little bit more over here, but I'm sure we're getting pushed on a lot by Known and the Dwarves. But we still have very, very high income, so it's not too bothersome. So yeah, things are looking pretty sweet. Casting some more hard specs, just site searching for nature. We get 14 nature gems a turn, so that's pretty nice as well. I know we don't really focus too much on nature, but getting a high income nonetheless is very nice. Since we're not using the nature gems for anything, we're just reusing those gems to do those site searching spells. Sometimes those spells can be useful, sometimes they're not, depending on how you feel about them. Making 21 astral pearls a turn, that is pretty sweet though. We're definitely using those up. We do have some rings now, starting to build up our booster um, booster stockpile, I suppose. So that's not too bad. But of course, we always need more. We have a lot of boosters currently on a lot of units here. Don't forget that. We have a lot of items spread out, being like lanterns. We have rings. We have just boosters everywhere. We have all these rods. So even though our inventory doesn't look like we have a lot in it, we do have a lot of items. Forging more winged helmets just to have extras. because we would like it would be difficult. So we would have to have we have to random a very, very high air in order to make another one again. So by just having an extra winged helmet, we could use a ringed helmet versus using a ring at certain times if we ever needed to make another booster or to cast certain spells in battle. And of course, I'd much rather lose a winged helmet than a ring if it came up to my choice, just because of the cost of each one of them. And having some extra ones laying around is always a good thing. So that was turn 40. Don't really have to have a say a whole lot. No one's really been going after any globals, which I found was pretty surprising in this game. So the only thing up right now still is Mother Oak on turn 40, which is pretty surprising. But there has been a lot of other things going on. You know, no one's been pretty persistent, taking a whole lot of land. So have the dwarves. We've just been really building stuff up and working on our gem income. The Chaos Dwarves kind of fallen behind just due to player absence. Mindenheim and Orcs have been fighting back and forth, and there's no definite winner on that yet. So yeah, things are interesting. So let's go ahead and check out turn 41. Let's go. Here we go. Play game. Horsepecs a few times. Found a grove of the evergreens. Is that anything too important? No, it just gives us one nature gem, more demonettes. Found a bunch of slaves. We'll be finding this much every turn, and we're going to want to be even ramping this up even higher. To a lot of people, this may seem like a okay amount, but we want to be making a lot a turn. So here we see this Keeper of the Bridge, and we do want to check him out for sure, see what he's got going on. So here we see a Mace of Eruption, Vine Shield, Black Steel Helmet, Mail of Displacement. That's going to be adding a lot to his defense, yep. Ring of Regen and Acorn Necklace. I'm sure there's a better miscellaneous thing you can have here at this point. Also giving him a foot item would also be nice. Mace of Eruption, okay, you're getting that AoE in. It's alright. Vine Shield's pretty good. Air 2, Earth 1, Nature 2, so he's going to be able to cast Regeneration. He's going to be able to cast Iron Skin and Iron Wheel. And he's also going to be able to cast things. God, what's that spell called? It's not Cloud Trapeze. It's he can cast Cloud Trapeze and teleport around. But on top of that, he's able to cast not Mirror Image. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. There's a level 2 air spell that's pretty good. So he's casting Blessing, Iron Skin. Well, no. The over here is casting Blessing. That priest in the back, he's casting Iron Skin. So he's at Protection 30. Personal regen, like I said, expected that to go up to regen 20%, which is going to give him around 20. 21, 22. Temper Flesh, yep. That's going to give him resistances to blunt, slash, and pierce damage, which we'll see here. Mistform. That's what that spell is called. I couldn't remember. Mistform was the spell. So it gives him that. Very nice. Anything else? Is there? Nope. So he's going in now. Of course, the AoE attack is going to be destroying some of these squares. The only difference, I guess you could have gone Frostbrand, but the only thing with Frostbrand that it gets difficult to kill undead due to their cold resistance, and Frostbrand dealing that AoE cold damage. But with the Mace of Eruption, this is doing AoE fire, so guess I don't know if he was more worried about what going into this. But you have to think, if you have any kind of fire resistance on sacreds and whatnot, this isn't really going to do a whole lot. Whereas, sure, he might be killing a unit or two, or he might be killing a unit every turn, but it's not really, the AoE on it really doesn't matter as much. But I mean, of course, these units don't have any fire resistance, so there is that. Of course, there's not much at all. He's a fairly very strong pretender at this moment. Could use some better equipment on him, but it will be okay. He did get the job done nonetheless. Found a leopard fins here, so this is a disease sprite. Yep. So it gives us 1 water, 2 more death. That is very, very nice. We're up to 6 death a turn. Taking out a bunch of brigands. That is also good to see. Got a bunch of gems in the gold event. Very cool as well. Let's check out what we have here on our Ice Devil. So now that we have a Water 3, which we already had a Water 3 before. We're going to be able to give him a robe and a bracelet, get him up to Water 5. Also making a Sea King because we can. Not a whole lot else we want to do with all of our water gems. Sea King's also going to produce us another gem per turn. So usually with the Sea King, it's also very nice if he's in your army that you don't have to replenish those water gems on him, because every turn he's regenerating a gem on himself. So that is pretty useful. But this will give us our something for our second force. We're also making another Ice Devil just because we can. Are we not high enough to cast? So yeah, so if we were any higher, we'd be casting the better blood things like Keeper of Secrets, Father Earth, which we do plan to go into very soon. Archdevil, we're going to grab him. The Heliophagus, we're going to grab him. Or is there 2 of them? I can't remember. There's 4. There's 4 of them. And then we're going to grab some Demon Lords as well. So, things are going pretty well. Summoning Demonettes, Lightless Lantern, Sea King, Ice Devil, Skull Staff, Empowering, and something there. Well, let's see. Could not tell because I know it wasn't Earth. Could have been Astral. Okay, more than likely Astral is the only thing else we'd empower him in. Going up to Astral 3, what would we want him to cast? I don't know. No clue. Sure, there's something. He may be, not unless we were empowering him in blood. That's what we were doing. That's what it was. We were empowering him in blood. And I bet he is going to be our Father Ill Earth caster. Well, next turn, we need Blood 3, Earth 4. We can get Earth 4 fairly easily with the ring and boots. Ring will give us up to Blood 2. Thorn will give us up to Blood 3. Yeah, so by empowering this fella here, the High Magnus, we're going to be having our Ill Earth caster next turn. That's where we're going to get that. Making the Skull Staff with a ring, letting us have higher death. Because, of course, that all we have are death level 1 troops right now, or death level 1 mages. So yeah, getting higher death, trying to break in a little bit higher death will be very nice. Being able to cast things like darkness and whatnot is going to be fairly useful. We could probably, at that point, it'll be tough to empower. Maybe we can empower one of these guys in blood and get vamps to go higher death after that. So high though. So we'd be at 2, 3 with the ring. Have to get 1 more. We could get the blood boosted high enough, but it's getting to that level 4 death is going to be tough. That's the only thing about it. Okay, so that was turn 41. Not a whole lot, just moving shit back and forth. The usual. As far as movement goes, of course, we watched them take that throne there. We see the orcs on Middenheim now. We spoke about. That's about it. We really don't see a whole lot else going on. We see some Ironbreakers, Hammers, and Valkyries here in 99. I don't think they're going to be attacking Nuln. Because if they are, that's just a very small force. Unless they have something over here they're moving in with, but I doubt it. See a large forest here, several devils, amethyst wizards, great swords, crossbows. But I mean, we don't see any army on the border here. It looks like they moved away. So that was turn 41. Of course, we do have a nap with Gnome, dwarves, and the other dwarves. We have a nap with everybody around us, so no worries there. We do still need to get underwater. That's the thing. We should have been already underwater by now. Could have easily grabbed all this. That would have been a great income. And we are about at, well, we're at 3,900 gold per turn, but I mean, grabbing this stuff would have been great. We'd be able to see so much. Also, probably make us more of a threat, just seeing how many provinces we hold at that point. But still, should have been working on this already. But yeah, definitely this province here. We should have already taken this, recruited a force to take these other two, and then kind of going from there. So that's turn 41. Let's check out our last turn for this episode, turn 42. There we go. Okay, just like we saw in the last one, of course, making a ton more blood slaves like we do. Dark knowledge, didn't find anything. Ice devil, demonettes, didn't find anything or harspix. Empowered in blood, like I said. Unexpected defense, plus 20 defense is pretty, that's a lot. Plus 6 nature gems, okay, killing a lot of brigands. 5 chaos warriors were promoted. That's a good amount of sacreds we've been getting out of this, because we've never actually made a sacred yet, but I mean, here we do have a fairly few. I think the other groups do have quite a bit as well. Yeah, there's a lot here. Yeah, very nice. Is there any over here? Oh yeah, actually there's a good bit here too. So yeah, there's been a lot of sacreds been promoted. So that's quite interesting to see. You see now I've kind of got a better concept of blood hunting, and we're not blood hunting with a ridiculous stack of like 20 blood hunters. We're blood hunting with like 6 guys. Yep, 6 guys. There's only 3 there, so we could probably move one or so on the over there. 1, 2, 3, 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, a little bit extra there, but I mean we've been getting a pretty good amount while keeping the unrest fairly low overall. So yeah, things have been working out pretty well. Kind of started learning a little bit more about that. So now we finally just decided, we said, screw it, let's make a Sin King's Goblet, and we're going down there with a bunch of demonettes and chaos warriors, and we're going to take care of this shit. Should be fine. I mean, honestly, our invulnerability here for these demonettes should be good. Yes, sure, they're going to take some negative stats here, but it's not too bad. They have recuperation. They have They have a very high attack density. They have awe, poison resistant. Poison resistance is pretty key going underwater, because a lot of underwater units have poison weapons. They're demons. Can't take blood slaves underwater. They have, or really, the invulnerability. Really, we're kind of focusing on here with the poison resistance. It's going to be fairly nice. But yeah, we're going to be able to take 84. Unless something kills our damn commander. That's going to be the only part that's going to be set us back here. But we should have enough units overall to take care of that. So we are making a Father Earth, like I said. Yeah, going to be a very, very nice unit to have. Making a Robe of the Sea. I guess making a Sea King. Oh, so Sea King's Goblet. We're not making Sea King. So yeah, we're making Sea King's Goblet to go underwater. I don't know why we thought I was making the conjuration. We're not even high enough conjuration to cast it, are we? No, we are. Sea King's Court. That's right there. That gives us the Sea King. That's what it was I was thinking of whenever I read that, but actually we're crafting it. We're forging instead of casting. I should have noticed that. But yeah, we're not making the Sea King. We're just forging the Sea King's Cup to go underwater. My bad. So we're contacting the Keeper of Secrets, so we're going to start sending those out. Those guys are going to be really fun. Definitely digging into our blood stockpile, but you know, that's what we planned on doing. So, because both the Ill Earth and Keeper of Secrets, that's 122, that's 105. Very, very expensive summons to start casting. So yeah, things are looking good. Things are looking up. Uh, we're gonna be taking this underwater. We're gonna be fine with these blood hunting places. Starting to get a little worrisome with Known here. We do see. I don't know why. I guess I don't know why he's never built a fort here. I don't quite understand that. Um, so Known has access to 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5, and then he might rush down for 6. Thrones. Oh, you only need 9 points. I forgot about that. So I assume he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we don't actually know. I just know we have that's one of them, and that's one of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't know where these are, but 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 possibility. I assume 1 or 2 of these are one of those ones that are not claimed, just because Nolan had only 1 that was claimed. Yeah, I only had the Outer Throne claimed. I assume the Outer Throne is right there. Oh, he just took that one, and we're not sure what that one was. I think maybe the uh, level 3, but I could be wrong. So yeah, we definitely have to keep an eye on that for sure. Not a whole lot else going on, just preaching a lot over here for some reason. Probably could have moved our profit over to 68 to start preaching over here to really help out 68 and 76, since those are 2 decent provinces. But it does show us some stuff going on, just kind of push our side out a little bit. But I mean, it's whatever. I think we just kind of left our profit over here just because he claimed the throne for us. I mean, this province here, even though it only has 2,800 pop, is giving us 300 income, which is pretty sweet. So things are looking good. So that's going to be the last turn for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.